Imagine for a second you wake up on the beach, on an unknown land, surrounded by the undead. And as you run for safety, you find yourself climbing aboard a giant bus. A bus filled with empty seats and potential. One that you could upgrade, enhance, and live within over the days to come. Encountering challenges aplenty, the undead, sprinters, and even other survivors. But we've got a bit of work to do before all of this. I awoke suddenly in an unfamiliar shoreline, having spent most of my time up to this point in Louisville, West Point, and everything in between. This location was clearly beyond my knowledge. All I could do was move forward one step after another. The first house I snuck into, I looted for basic essentials. Foods, a measly knife to use as a weapon, some canned goods. These were the bare minimum, but it was a start. Equipped with my bread knife, I made my way outside, planning to move to the next house on the proverbial chopping block. Oh, cool. I took out a shambling zombie before sneaking around between houses and onto the road. If you're unsure why I'm approaching this with such caution, every single zombie had a chance to be a sprinting zombie, and without a proper melee weapon, that was an extremely dangerous encounter this early. As I crossed the road, I laid eyes on my future, a school bus. Finding it so early was definitely a bit of luck, but it wouldn't be without its downsides. At first, I couldn't even hop inside the bus since a few wayward zombies approached. But since they were just walking zombies, I was able to work my way through them, picking up a satchel that would no doubt come in handy. A few more undead approached, but again, nothing out of the ordinary. After taking a quick look around and not immediately finding the key for the bus, I headed inside the house it was parked in front of, opting to loot some more food and any essentials I'd find. So far, this town was quiet, untouched. If there were survivors out here, they weren't exactly nearby. And there were definitely survivors out there. Finally, with the zombies cleared, I was able to hop inside the bus and take a look at the space I was working with. By no surprise, it was much what you'd expect. Several rows of bus seats and tables. A more homely option than perhaps I'd have thought a school bus would have had. But I never went to school and I can't read, so I wouldn't know. Initially, I wouldn't be able to remove these seats without a sledgehammer, but the tables could be picked up and removed if need be. But I couldn't get ahead of myself. In order to get my moving base up and running, I would need gas and the keys. Two things that could either be conveniently nearby or extremely difficult to acquire. My profession for this run was lumberjack, so hot wiring was not in my skill set. For now, I moved into the first larger building I spotted, as I explored my nearby neighborhood and what secrets awaited.
I don't know what kind of building this is. It's a food market. It's all good and fine, but I don't really need food. You got any tools? I'm just gonna end up carrying a bunch of food around with nothing to do with it. That's kind of the problem. Gas station over there. Gas station could have tools and gas, although again it's kind of pointless without keys. Oh god, I'm so afraid of sprinters, man.
With a gas station in my sights, my future was looking bright for once. I shoved over the zombies in the car park and stomped them with a satisfying crunch, before heading inside the back door of the gas station itself. Ideally, I'd be looking for a gas can. I could transport gas with a bottle, but a gas can would just save me a little bit of time and fiddling. Unfortunately, inside the gas station was mostly just snacks and drinks, so I instead grabbed all the water bottles inside and headed back out. Now, heading back towards the bus, I finally took some time to search the nearby bodies.
If these zombies... Oh, there you go. Okay, we're in business. There is the key. Now we need gas. Which I can get at the gas station. I don't know why I didn't pick it up while I was there. I don't really know, like, where I am or where anything is. I need to take care of these. I can't just leave them. Hopefully they're not sprinters. Oh, that's a police station. Oh, shit. Okay. All right, so we get the bus set up. We bring the bus over here. And we go into the police station. That could be really big.
Now the old brain was forming a plan. Get the bus up and running and bring it round to this police station I'd discovered. A proper start to a long and exciting journey. Unfortunately, even though my brain said I could pour gas straight from the bottle, my game didn't seem to think the same.
Okay, please tell me I can... Can I not fill it into a thing?
Now, I don't know if I'm stupid or it wasn't working correctly, but it's fair to assume normally it's the former. So I definitely needed a gas can, but no matter, such things can be acquired from many different places. So I opted to search the nearby garages before going any further.
Shit.
And this would have taken less time had I not woken up my first small horde.
Just as long as I don't run into a sprinter, which the odds are low, but not impossible.
But without any sprinters involved, I would be able to deal with these zombies easily enough.
Okay, That was a little cagey. I'm a little rusty, but we got it done.
I headed into the nearest garage to start my search.
Oh, gas can. Perfect.
With a gas can acquired, I checked the nearby zombie bodies and picked up a lighter, which will come in handy later.
Actually, we'll take the lighter. I forgot we took smoker. And then keep an eye out for cigarettes as well. Are we going to start to get nervous?
And a walkie-talkie.
I'm still oh, walkie-talkie. That can come in handy. I don't know if there's anyone living out here.
These things were not necessarily at the top of the list, but they were things I'd need in the future. The lighter, since I had the smoker trait, and the walkie-talkie, so hopefully if I found any survivors, I could keep in touch. But again, no signs of life so far. I filled up the gas can at the gas station and headed back to pour it into the empty gas tank of the bus. And now my bus was officially on the move. The moving part of the moving base was accomplished. I filled the bus up at the gas pumps and parked it in front of this police station, hoping to acquire my first substantial weaponry. This required clearing out a few wandering undead, but that wasn't too much trouble. Once again lucky not to have a run into a sprinter. Inside I found not much of value since it seemed like most of the good stuff was hidden behind the locked door. Fortunately, I was a pretty good carpenter, and the only thing I lacked to dismantle this door was a screwdriver. Not sure how to deal with that problem, I instead wandered around outside looking at my options for stores.
What have we got here? Bait and tackle. That might have tools in it. I don't know what's over here. What are you?
Across the road was what first appeared to be a clothing store.
Clothing store and groceries. Hold on.
But I immediately recognized as a general goods store based on the layout. So I headed inside and lo and behold, found my first screwdriver.
Screwdriver. Okay.
This adventure so far had been convenient, but in a large part that was due to me knowing exactly what to look for and where. Even in an unfamiliar town, you can see the signs and layouts of buildings, which will indicate to you what they contain. After looting a bunch of stuff from the store downstairs, I headed upstairs to what I knew would be a small housing space. And after clearing the inhabitants, checked the containers here for any other valuables. The most precious find being some cigarettes from the desk inside.
Cigarettes, perfect.
Since my anxiety had started to climb. I lit up my first cigarette of this adventure and checked the bookshelves, grabbing any valuable books that seemed urgent. On my way out, I had an idea. A plan to acquire some easy storage for my bus.
Oh, you know what? Can I pick these up? Chance to break 75, but it's still possible. That could be huge for us. I think let's try it. 25% chance. Do you like those odds? Got one. We still have to check this place, but I just want to get some storage down in the bus. Okay. So can I disassemble these chairs? Can I not? Oh, I can pick them up. Pick up this long table. And place the crate instead. Okay, so before we do that though, we should secure this because we don't know who's going to be turning up here. Alright, ammo, no gun. Oh. Oh, nice, okay. There we go, that's more like it. It's not the best gun, but I mean, it's a gun.
By the way, if it wasn't apparent, this recording started early in the morning. So please excuse my charming, manly morning voice. This police station didn't exactly pan out the way I'd wanted, but it was at least a gun. Given that I didn't exactly know my way around this landscape, I wasn't sure how many gun stores, police stations, or army bases were even stationed here. With the remaining daylight hours, I headed across the road and started to funnel some key loot out of this general store. Food, tools, anything valuable to add to my collection. The best find across these shelves was actually all the way in the back, a trolley that would help me lug loot back and forth.
Oh, that's really good.
I spent substantially more time looting, funneling through the grocery store and housing upstairs. My next steps were intended to be far-reaching, so being stocked up was really important. I didn't intend to be alone on this adventure forever, but I didn't know how difficult it would be to find anyone, much less someone who was willing to work with me. With everything ready to go, I packed up the trolley and hopped in. The first and most important looting run was complete. It was time for me to take the moving base and begin my journey into the great beyond.
So number one thing we're looking for, tool store. Looking at our map, I don't see one on here, so we might have to head to another town. What are all these? Is that a warehouse? I think it's a warehouse. Oh, it looks bad. Yeah, it's not looking good at all. I think it might be worth though.
I searched for a while to navigate a way into the building, but every door was completely locked. And some of the neighboring sides were completely swarmed with zombie hordes, so I had to be patient and creative. I took some time in my bus when night first fell, but eventually got bored, missing the benefits of the fast forward button. At a nearby door, a zombie was trying to break its way out, and for a while I waited, hoping it would do the work for me, but eventually I conceded defeat and took a tool to the door.
Oh my god.
Knowing this was probably the most foolproof way to get inside. Getting some essential tools like this early on in a run was a worthwhile investment of time. Though it took far longer to navigate inside than I'd have initially liked, it was at least a worthwhile task. But I had faith that given this was an industrial area, I might still find more tools nearby. And if you played enough Project Zomboid, particular building shapes and layouts can become retained information. So I knew, for example, that the building across the road was actually likely to be a far more stocked warehouse, matching the shape of the warehouse outside the LV checkpoint I'd visited in the past. The only thing in my way was that there was a huge chunk of zombies out the front, far more than I could deal with using tools in my bare hands. So despite the unfortunate damage it would do to my bus, I took the hit and used it as a weapon, rolling backwards over the horde again and again and dealing with as many as I could. Especially given the dark night surrounding me, fighting on foot would leave me way too vulnerable for sprinters. After about an hour of clearing, I was finally free to enter this second building.
We'll open it up, we'll bring the bus straight in. We're about to, oh yeah, this is gonna be the mother load. Oh yeah.
Across my hours in the warehouse, I looted many tools, nails, materials, the essentials for settling down somewhere. The only big thing I was missing was a sledgehammer, and although I didn't find a huge amount of good axes, I did find brush cutters and garden scythes, which were about as good as it gets in terms of weapons in the apocalypse. Since I was surrounded by more wooden crates, I continued to fill the space inside the bus with more storage, cleaning this place out as much as possible before the sun came up in the morning. With daylight around me, I headed back off down the road, with only a few more resources left on my list of essential needs.
I mean, we need the carpentry levels, so like another warehouse wouldn't, you know, be a miss. I could find a tool store.
The first and most pressing need now was books. Not only would I need magazines for future tasks like using generators, but to level up my skills, I'd need the associated skill books. As I drove down the road, I came across a school with the first faint signs of potential life.
A school? I think it's a school. Wait. There's a dead zombie here. Could be real good for books, and I could use these cars here to practice mechanics. I think that's a smart idea. Let's take this brush cutter for a run. What do you say? Books would come in handy. Carpentry book would really come in handy. I didn't even think about that, but that is definitely something I want. Oh my god, that's a fucking sprinter. Bro, I'm used to. See, I've grown too comfortable. I've grown too comfortable, and that could have been bad. That, however, is not bad at all. We need to get our trolley. All right, let's load up.
After collecting an entire library worth of books, I headed on my way. My checklist for essentials growing smaller by the minute, and my eyes were kinda looking to what was next. I've hinted at it a few times, but if there were survivors out there, finding one would be a pretty nice bonus to my efficiency. So I'd be on the lookout for any signs of life. As of yet though, only the one zombie body, and even that didn't seem particularly promising. I passed by a boarded up survivor house and decided to check it out for some extra loot. But just clearing the surrounding zombies took longer than I'd care to admit.
There's gonna be a little bit of fight for this, but I think it's worth.
Nonetheless, with my garden brush cutter, anything could be accomplished. Unfortunately, after funneling through the house, I didn't find much of value, my main goal being a better gun. So I continued on the road, this time for a much longer trek. Following side roads, dirt roads, highways, past residential areas, stopping only a few times. Once to clear out a horde so I could snag some nice armor off of a wandering zombie's body, and a second time because I encountered another police station. And this police station had a much better option for firepower, a shotgun, which I unloaded with all the ammo into my bus. On the next leg of the journey, I drove through what appeared to be an airport. All these areas being new to me, I could only kind of ballpark what I was looking at, but the large hangars and the runways were an indication that this was indeed an airport. As I continued my journey, I spotted a fire department, which, as many of you will know, is one of the best places to find axes. And though I had a decent weapon, if I planned to settle down, being able to cut up trees for logs was a necessity. Unfortunately though, in this fire department, I got a little bit too confident.
Oh my god. You gotta be kidding me. Okay. A laceration.
Though this wasn't ideal, I was alive for now, and this injury wasn't a guaranteed infection. There was still a risk of that, but in Zomboid, every decision tends to be a risk of some kind, some just far more dangerous than others.
That was, yeah. That's what happens when you rush into places, man.
The dangerous ones, of course, being the ones I choose to follow through with more often than not. At this point, I'd been on the road for hours and hours. A full day had almost passed from when I left the initial warehouse in the morning. And despite the amount of distance I'd covered being astronomical, I had not seen a single sign of life or humanity in my travels. That was until I arrived at the outskirts of a town I'd never been in before.
Bunch of warehouses over here. Wait. Someone's been here. Someone has definitely been here.
These small fragments of what I considered to be tracks were just the start of a hunt. No, not because I was going to eat the first human I came across. We didn't have that mod installed at the time, but rather the hunt for at least some sign of life in this endless wasteland. It would mean a lot at this point just to be able to talk to someone other than my own thoughts. But try as I might, having searched through the whole town, all I saw was more and more tracks. At one point, even finding what appeared to be an abandoned vehicle on the river.
Car out there. Park this here?
One that definitely could only have been put there by a human, but despite that, no humans were inside. I searched for a while longer, but started to lose hope. Finally conceding defeat on following the tracks and continuing my journey. I followed the coast for many more miles, the night growing ever closer, and still nothing. At this point, even if I didn't find another survivor, I'd be happy to find a worthwhile looting location or somewhere to stop for safety for just a little while. But it became clear I'd entered a much more built-up area, what appeared to be a city of sorts. What it was called and how far it reached were beyond me, but after even more hours of searching, I did at least see a faint glimmer of hope. Not for humanity, but rather one of the most essential tools I needed, one that I'd been searching for some time.
Oh my god, sledgehammer. I have to clear. I need that. That's huge.
As many of you will know, a sledgehammer is one of those need-to-have items for any run. So my checklist for essentials was now almost completely clear.
There's so many there. Just grab the other one, go over the other one. Got it, let's go.
I had tools, food, materials, and a few guns. But at this point, there was still only one thing on my mind.
I think I should head back around where I saw evidence of someone being. There's a chance of meeting a survivor out here, then that's probably the best hope we have for at least getting a safe kind of group going on. It'd be nice to have someone watching my back, that's for sure.
On the way back to my destination of the town I'd visited prior, I spotted a zombie wearing a large backpack. One that could be worth a small fight for. But I was getting a little lazy and I didn't want to risk getting hit by a sprinter, so once again I used the bus as a weapon. And this was not a great plan because the more I did this, the more damage the bus would take. But sometimes tiredness can get you making bad decisions. Eventually I did hop out and clear the remainder once the horde was thinned.
38, 35, 85. I mean, it's worth. Definitely worth.
By no surprise, this backpack was a big upgrade on my duffel bag, so I was pretty happy to acquire it.
Okay, cool. So now we have a 24% engine. Cool, alright. We're gonna be holed up somewhere for a while, and I think I want to aim for that town, at least where someone was around, because we're gonna have to spend a while there.
My bus had taken some heavy hits, and it was beginning to become a real problem.
There you go, that's what'll start to happen.
But I was committed to returning to the other town despite this. The bus was going to be a future me problem, and on returning to that town, I spotted a few new bodies, ones that hadn't been here when I left.
There's someone there. Hello?
Hello.
Who is that?
My name's Lucas. Who's that?
Hey Lucas, my name is Kezza.
How you doing, Kezza?
You been around this area? I came through here earlier. I saw a lot of bodies.
Yeah, no, this is, I grew up and live here in, Jamestown, Jeffersonville.
So this was the first survivor I discovered in this new land, which apparently was called Jeffersonville. Lucas seemed relatively trustworthy, so I gave him a quick tour of my moving base. As you can see, I'd installed the fridge and oven that I'd acquired in the first town of this journey, and I had a bunch of storage on board. In addition, I had a water cooler that I'd nabbed from the police station. I decided to offer an act of goodwill, intending to help Lucas clear out the car park and free his truck from where he'd left it. We first worked our way through the car park outside, and then into the undercover area where things got a little bit more cagey.
I know, yeah, it's tight in here.
Over this fight, Lucas and I built up something of a rapport. So together he and I traveled to a location he wanted to hole up in for the night.
All right, you should be good. I mean, if you want to go over to this warehouse, we can. I gotta fix up my bus before I can really do anything anyway. It's kind of seen better days.
Alrighty, I can show you where the warehouse is at.
And I was pretty happy to find somewhere safe to hold over until I could get the bus fixed. The area we moved to was in a much more congested city, which I now knew was called New Albany. But between the two of us, we had a lot more killing power, so we were able to carve out a safe space for now. Now, it's important before we continue that I explain something about this server, because no, we weren't alone in this world. And I didn't know the full extent of this server, but I could tell you one thing. Every survivor out here had what I referred to as 5 threats. 5 lives. You die and one of those lives is gone forever. You die all 5 times and your journey ends. Now, no, it's not relevant right now, and I'm happy to report that despite all my mistakes, I'm pretty good at staying alive in this game. But it's something to keep in mind for the adventures to come. Life was certainly not permanent in this world. Lucas and I had holed up inside this little empty warehouse for the night, and spent some time clearing excess zombies and parking the cars inside. But this night wasn't without any further complications, because we'd left such a trail of undead that it wasn't long until we ran into another traveler passing through.
Hello? Hello?
Who's there?
I go here. Who are you?
Oh, hello.
Hello.
What's your name, man?
My name's Colin,
Pleasure
Hey,
to meet you,
Colin.
My name is Lucas.
My name's Kezza.
and likewise, you guys are actually, I mean, aside from the
Like
dead,
an
you guys are the
infection or
first people
something.
I'm seeing.
Yeah, that's how it was for me,
Same
man.
here.
I was moving around a lot, and then I ran into Lucas, and then, well, here we are.
Our new friend Colin seemed friendly enough. I showed him my moving base, and since it was nighttime and I didn't have much else to do, I spent some time remodeling, finally using the sledgehammer to remove the seats inside and give me a lot more room to work with. The base still needed some additions, but now I had an open plan to work with. Colin was able to offer us some information of the surrounding area and even handed off some supplies to us. But through that discovery process, I would become aware of a slightly more concerning issue.
You got anything to deal with what I think I might be coming down with an infection, man. Fuck.
You're infected?
Well, I got scratched, I got lacerated. I think one of those fuckers bit me in the chest.
Oh,
I don't know. It's been a bit tough. Found some antibiotics earlier. I took like 3 of them. Didn't seem to do shit.
you got bit? Like, you got a bite mark on your chest?
Yeah. I think I. Actually, I don't. Not anymore. Huh.
You
I
look
swear I got
fine.
bit there earlier.
What?
You look okay.
I did get bit, but I don't know. I've been running around for like 2 or 3 days now after being bit. Just, doing what I gotta do. I don't know, but I'm feeling really down bad.
You'll be okay, man. Don't worry.
Here you go, man. Appreciate you for the cabbages earlier.
After a brief conversation, our new acquaintance Colin headed off into the night. I didn't exactly expect every encounter in this world to be one that would end in a new survivor joining our cause. This was a living world. It didn't revolve around me anymore. Lucas and I waited out the night, but his fever got a little bit more problematic.
Yeah, you're not looking good,
I don't
man.
think you're supposed to. I don't think you're. Phew. Man, has the sun always been that bright?
Listen, man, I think you're infected, man. If you got bit,
Yeah, I did. Yeah, like a few days ago. I've
got
always,
bit, man,
I've always
it's
been
probably-
pretty tough.
oh yeah, you're not looking too good, man. I don't think we can. If you got bit on the torso, man, I don't think we can fix you. I think you're cooked, man.
Just another body to the pile.
Well, you'll make it through, but
Way to go, Al.
you're one step closer to the long night, as they say.
Another thread cut.
And one thing led to another.
I'll see you on the.
Don't
see
look
you
at
on the
me.
other side.
Please don't look at me.
You want me to think of the rabbits?
Yeah, think of the rabbits. Damn. One thread gone, man. That's one thread gone.
So like I mentioned before, my new friend Lucas was not gone forever, but this was a costly blow. You only get so many chances in this adventure.
Oh, hey man, you made it back?
And his opportunities had now permanently diminished.
Let's keep you alive this time, eh?
I say.
To be honest, man, I think it's time we make a move. I don't know if this place is necessarily the best place for us to set up. We should seek people, try and bring people together, you know?
Over the few hours we'd been in this area, we decided that it would be best to move on. Further west to some of the towns we'd heard had a little bit more activity. But at this point, I had a pretty pressing issue with that plan. My moving base, my bus, was beat to hell. I couldn't exactly make a long trip with this thing at the moment. With all things considered though, the interior was coming along nicely. It didn't exactly have the most homely feel just yet, but it was a self-contained living space, complete with a cooking area, water source, a television, and some extra storage, namely the floor. But if I was gonna take this interior to the next level, one thing I desperately needed was carpentry levels to build better crates and to build some furniture. So this was a little detour, but I decided to spend some time dismantling furniture to level my carpentry higher. First, I read the appropriate carpentry book that I'd acquired from the school earlier, and then I headed into nearby buildings, focusing on dismantling any notable wooden objects for easy experience. It wasn't until I drove around looking for more that I noticed this very promising apartment building with a heap of furniture inside and a restaurant full of tables and chairs. But not all things go to plan, and buildings like this often house a disgusting amount of undead, more than you can anticipate. Nonetheless, my greed drove me. I headed inside and started to clear out as many as I could, trying to be as cautious as possible of any sprinters running down the hallways.
Oh my god. Oh. Dude, that was completely silent. Unreal. That's why I'm still like tense in these areas. Like I've been completely silent because like you never know when like one of these doors pops, a sprinter's gonna come out and you won't even hear him.
After a chunk of time fighting, I started to get a little tired and had a quick drive over to see if Lucas was around. I'd learned so far that 2 pairs of hands made work like this a lot easier, but he was nowhere to be found.
His car's not even here. I don't know what he's doing.
Meaning I'd have to either play it safe and wait for him to turn back up, or go back there and fight a really dangerous battle with no backup. So you already know what I did.
I think I'm just in over my head here, to be honest. Oh my god. Not good. Not good. That's what I mean by in over my head.
With a laceration that hopefully wouldn't lead to an infection and a bit of fear shot back into my system, I headed back to the temporary warehouse base, spending time training mechanics so that hopefully I could fix this bus up before the big journey. Spending some time taking it easy now would be for the best. The laceration on my arm meant that I wasn't as strong in a fight right now. So after working on mechanics, I headed around and continued dismantling stuff for my carpentry. Some stuff in a nearby factory and then a bunch of stuff in a residential area nearby. I was able to climb to level 4 carpentry, which allowed me to build a new type of crate with more storage. So I spent some time remodeling my moving base to include a bunch more storage, since these crates were superior to the initial ones I looted. I opted to remove those initial crates and make some more space for now. With the carpentry grind satiating me for now, I moved back to mechanics, hitting every parked car that I could find in the town. I didn't exactly want to do this grinding, but again, the bus was in pretty terrible shape, and our next trip would be a long one. It's important to remember though that mechanics grinding was exponential, so the more stuff you unlocked the ability to remove, the faster you could gain more experience. Now, full transparency, I did unfortunately lose a lot of footage from this recording. My software decided to not play ball. So instead, I'll have to give you the footnotes of our next chapter. Together, Lucas and I went to explore a local car yard that I'd passed earlier in my adventure. Inside that car yard was another bus. And I'm not exactly a romantic in situations like this. This new army bus had sirens, meaning I could be a moving rave. So I decided, out with the old and with the new, transferring all my belongings and furniture into the interior of this new army bus. With my updated, upgraded, unleashed moving base, Lucas and I took to the highway, traveling far beyond our initial starting town, until we came across what will become a very important home base for the future, complete with plenty of space, and with a future plan in mind, meet the Georgetown Drive-In. And that is where you will rejoin our adventure, as Lucas and I settle down in our new base of operations. Oh, and don't worry about that door banging, that is just our employee moving some boxes in the back.
Oh, good morning.
Kezza, you?
What the fuck happened to you? You get bitten again?
Just a scratch, man. It was just a scratch. God damn it! It was just a fucking scratch. Fuck.
I thought I told you not to get hurt again, man. How many threads you got left?
I'm on my second right now, so 3 after this.
Oh my god. Do you want me to,
I got it. This time, I'll be strong enough. You know, this fire, it's tepid in comparison to what burns within. I'll be back soon, Kezza. I'll be back soon.
So it was a somber start to the day with Lucas using up yet another one of his precious lives. There was some upside. My new bus was in far better condition than the previous one. I'd be able to repair up the damaged parts and replace the hood where needed for my trip across the highway, since I now had a decent mechanics level. Plus, the interior was clean and all my items were packed away within the storage for a change. With my mechanics skill, I pillaged some nearby parts from a truck we had here at the drive-in and fixed up the tires, before setting off on a journey to a nearby town called Lanesville, which we had passed by earlier. A town that we hadn't seen much of, since all was not as it seemed, as you'll come to find out.
whoa. Someone's in there. Hello?
Ruby! Ruby! We've got somebody at the gates!
Who is it?
My name is Kezza, man.
State your business.
I just wanted to, you know, see if you guys were friendly, I guess.
I mean, we're friendly with the right people. Well, we
should
here
ask
own this town. We own this gas station. We own all of the gas around here. You need any gas?
Actually, I do need some gas, actually. I just replaced my gas can.
Oh, he needs gas, he needs gas. I'll go put the kettle on.
Calm down. Calm down. It's like you've never seen a person in your life.
Well, there's very few of us left. It's kind of exciting when you see.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that they're nice. They could be real mean.
Suffice it to say that when I thought people would be few and far between in this world, I couldn't have been more wrong. These folks and their new hub in Lanesville, or as they called it, Ruby Town, seemed friendly if not, unusual.
Have you guys seen any other survivors out here? Or it's just kind of you four.
You know, I saw this girl. She said she was allergic to fruit, then she just ran off.
What?
But it was good to know who was around, even if I couldn't exactly trust them fully. But they did have something to offer me, which I was very interested in, since making physical upgrades to the exterior of this bus would require metalworking skills that I didn't have, which led to an interesting proposition.
Are you good at metalworking then?
I would say I'm about
Is he good at metalworking? He's the best metalworker you've ever seen this side west of Indiana.
How good at
like a
metalworking
6
are
out
you?
of 10. Like a 6 out of 10.
Oh.
He's a 10 out of 10 in my book.
Oh yeah, I guess you kind of have the skill to upgrade my bus here.
Yeah? What is it? What do you need on that bad boy?
Oh, I wanna make sure this thing is, you know, apocalypse ready.
Oh, okay. Well, this looks like it's gonna be quite expensive.
Well, yeah. Do you think if I could get the stuff for it, you'd be able to fix it up for me?
Okay. Well,
Hang on. I mean, come here. We gotta
House
talk about
labor.
it. Come here.
Okay.
Hang on. We're gonna have a family meeting. You ain't just gonna make a deal like that. We gotta talk about this shit.
well,
They do this
he's
often.
already got full premium stuff.
Yes.
Oh, all right. We've talked about it, and we would like for
24
this
boxes of
contract.
tea bags.
Shh, what the hell? That is not what we talked about. And no, we can throw in tea bags, and we'll get you your tea bags. We would like matching drippy outfits.
Can you barter me some medical supplies?
I thought you
No.
all got
All right.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Matching outfits, huh?
good
I mean,
matching outfits. We don't want to look silly now.
Yeah, I mean, they don't need to be perfectly matching, but we just gotta be like complimenting each other as the barons that we are.
Okay, matching
And
outfits.
maybe a katana.
Okay, well they're gonna be a little hard to come by.
Fuck.
What about like a machete?
I will settle for a machete.
That's like a little sword.
Yeah.
Some hallmarks of a true civilization are trade and community, so we couldn't close ourselves off from the idea of working with these guys. So the deal was simple. Since I'd already given them a machete, it was just 2 matching outfits, and the resources required to complete the metalworks on the bus. If I could provide that to the guys in Ruby Town, they'd upgrade the exterior of my bus.
All right, well I have a machete here for you. I'll have to probably work on the outfits.
So I pinned that task for a little later, heading out of Ruby Town for now.
I'll find some stuff. That's all good. Appreciate it, guys. Nice to meet you all. Okay. These guys are weird.
Since I was a ways away from home after I left Ruby Town, I headed south to explore some of the nearby residential areas, mainly looking for some nice furniture to install in my new bus. But I got a little caught up fighting a small horde, which would have been a problem if it hadn't led to an encounter with another wandering soul.
Hello? I thought you were a zombie.
Well, I look like one. I'm pretty skinny. Yeah.
Are you
what's up, man?
okay? What are you doing all the way out here?
This new traveler, who went by the name Little Guy, again seemed relatively trustworthy, so I offered to take him back to our new humble abode if he needed a place to stay. But before doing that, I'd need to follow through with my mission, acquiring furniture, rugs and the like to install in my moving base. As I started to add each new item to the interior, this moving base began to feel more like a moving home, with some warmth instead of just a cool, dry, empty shell. And just by my luck, in a nearby shed I found a generator, which we didn't need just yet, but may come in handy down the line. With all that dealt with, it was time for me and my new friend to head off, traveling the long way back home, around the Ruby Town walls and eventually arriving at the Georgetown Drive-In. But now I could direct my eyes towards the next goal, the external upgrades on the moving base. My bus needed some reinforcement, so this was a 2-part plan. Step 1, find matching outfits. That was the easier of the 2 tasks. Together, Little Guy and I headed east to a town we'd passed earlier, Edwardsville. The town was quiet, but it had a clothing store we'd seen on our highway trip. So the hope was within I'd find some matching outfits for Ruby and Alex.
All right, they need to be matching outfits. Oh, I found a Hawaiian shirt. You think we can get another Hawaiian shirt? Oh, I got another one. Hold on. There's 4 Hawaiian shirts. Let's see if they're the same. Oh yeah, I got a matching one. Hold on, we're in business.
How many do you need?
Well, just 2. Pants here.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh, denim jeans. Oh, they're the same color. Oh, this is perfect. Oh, I can get a double sunglasses as well. Oh, I'm cooking right. Oh wait, I can. Oh, that's perfect. This couldn't have gone any better.
So, matching outfit acquired. Step 1 complete. Step 2 was a little more tricky. For all the metalworking upgrades on the bus, I'd calculated that I'd need a total of 32 metal pipes, 33 metal bars, 40 metal sheets, and 25 screws. Now that's a hefty requirement, but in all my looting of warehouses across my journey, including the very first warehouse I'd looted all by my lonesome, I'd actually acquired a decent amount of the requirements already. Still, I'd need to hit some looting runs to finish off what I was missing. So Little Guy and I started started on the long trek down the highway back towards New Albany. Once we'd arrived in town, we started working our way through any nearby warehouses. The first was the perfect building, an entire warehouse unlooted. It took us a little while to clear it out safely, with a few undead swarming the place, but we managed to work our way through them, before the two of us pretty much cleaned out the lot. That left us with just a few materials left on the list. And after a while of driving around, we spotted a building featuring a heap of shelving units, and this place was the motherlode.
Oh yeah, there's definitely some stuff we need in here.
Clearing off every last requirement on my list of metalworking materials, and picking up a few tools as well. Together, Little Guy and I made a great team. We focused on the task at hand and made quick work of it.
But in Project Zomboid, not all things go to plan.
Ooh, that's not good.
What?
I might be bitten.
What part of your body?
My forearm, left forearm.
You're gonna have to cut it off, lad.
No.
Yeah, hop in the back. You're not gonna like where this is going.
But it's always happened bad. I don't know how bad it happened.
You need a tourniquet and bandages in your inventory. You're gonna need a saw.
Oh my god.
Do you see the option to amputate?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna need to cut off the arm, man.
Oh, okay. Do I do anything after that? What do I use?
Yeah, you're gonna use the tourniquet. Oh, I don't wanna watch. I love my new rug. Oh no, no. Oh man, I don't wanna watch, but it's good content. Oh, you're gonna need a tourniquet. Yeah, we need to make sure it's all citrus hut. Oh, deep wounds. Oh shit. Bandage it, bandage it, bandage it. I need to stitch that.
I can't. How do I? It's.
Don't panic, don't panic. Oh my god, I'm panicking. I think I need thread. I need to rip up some clothes. Just stay there. Eat a bunch of food. Eat a bunch of food right now.
With no thread in storage, we were now in a battle against the clock. If I couldn't find some in time, Little Guy would lose a life. At first, I zoomed through the city looking for any kind of medical facility, but even though I found one, there was no thread within, leaving me only the one option: ripping up clothes.
Oh my god, thread. Okay. All right, man. I did it. I'm gonna have to stitch it up, okay?
All right. Do you think I have enough health to do it?
Yeah. Do you trust me?
It's almost like I can feel my arm there. Oh god, it's everywhere. Oh Jesus, oh god. Oh, that was quick. I feel much better already.
Keep your food up. The more food you eat, the faster you'll heal.
So we'd escaped with one less limb, but at least a life saved.
Instead of passing by the drive-in, we took the long road directly back to Ruby Town. At this point, I was intent on finalizing the perfect moving base, and nothing was gonna stop me. And before long, we arrived.
My god, this place looks like so many cars.
Hey, Ruby.
What the hell? Perfect timing.
Hey, I'm back. Oh yeah. Anyways, I've been working on those things we talked about. Got all that stuff for the upgrades.
Coming.
Oh yeah, I got your outfit. Do you want to get your friend out here or?
Yeah. Hey, jackass.
Hang on, the cattle's not moved yet.
Fuck the cattle. Get out here. We gotta check our trip out.
Deal's
God, these guys should be aggressive, man.
Oh my god.
Don't worry about
Get
it.
the hell. You're embarrassing me right now. You do understand how embarrassing you are?
Right, you're lucky it's finished, okay? Right, can't do anything without a good couple.
Jesus
Hey, boys.
Christ, they don't even know
Oh, hey,
how to
man.
drink tea.
All right. Well, I remember what you guys said. You know, you wanted matching outfits for, you know, in exchange for doing that work on my bus.
Oh,
And I have prepared matching outfits for you. Here you go. Ready?
All right, let's check them out. Let's see what's going on.
Do you guys mind looking the other way?
Yeah,
Oh,
can you
yeah,
look
of
the
course,
other way,
sorry, yeah.
please?
Hey, you guys finished yet?
Hang on.
One second,
Zip
one
up
second.
here. Just hang on. Zip. Can you zip me in
Do
the back?
that. Yeah, you're
Zip
hanging
me
on. A bit
Zip me in the back. All right.
Right.
Welcome. The
Oh,
Blue
you
Ruby
look like
Brothers.
twins.
Wow, that looks
Whoa,
great.
You can't even tell us apart.
Those outfits are truly matching.
Damn, we're fucking fire. You know, you look good. Do I look good?
You look good, yeah.
Nah, you look really good.
You look like me, so I must look good.
We look great. Deal. We will take the trip. You fix this fucking car. Fix that thing up. Make it beautiful. Make it shine.
So with the handover complete, I parked the bus up, and Alex Ruby got to work on it. while we made use of the finer services provided by Rubytown, namely some washing machines and dryers. I was finally able to wash off all the disgusting muck that had caked up on my clothes and body, leaving me fresh and refreshed. And with my clothes spotless and clean, I headed back around to see the moving base in its final form.
Whoa, look at you, Mr. Clean.
Oh, look at this bus. This is more like it.
With our transaction complete, I shared the location of our home base with the citizens from Ruby Town. We had an understanding and we could collaborate moving forward because this journey was not yet complete. This was just step one of a grander plan. I began the trip home with Little Guy, running into a familiar face on the way.
They're both like extra storage containers. Wait, is that a person? It's Lucas. I've been trying to reach out to you for ages. We were down in New Albany, like getting some stuff. Do you want to wait? Are you going back? Where are you headed?
I was heading over to check out. Remember that place yesterday? We
Oh.
were at the Ruby gas station?
Oh yeah, we've been there. We met them all. We went back. They gave us. They agreed to fix up the bus in exchange for like.
With the three of us united, we finally sorted out our tags, making our group identifiable as the Bus Boys. I had met two comrades I could count on, one of which had been busy, very busy.
Yes, sir. Oh yeah, we by the way, I'm not sure. Have you taken a look inside this trailer and truck?
No, I haven't even. I've been finishing up the. Oh my goodness.
Bro.
Holy
this is what I
shit.
was working on last night. Yeah. We got 200 logs here. This can be our like little startup.
You've been collecting, holy shit.
I didn't even capture the extent of it on camera, but Lucas was a hoarder. Since we'd parted ways earlier, he'd been constantly looting. Materials, books, food, drinks, clothing, armor, weapons, tools, literally everything you could dream of. We were absolutely loaded. I knew I was flanked by two reliable partners, and my moving base was now firmly complete, interior and exterior. But there was a future for this drive-in. So if you want to see how it unfolds, you'll have to stay tuned, because on the second half of this adventure, there are a lot more secrets to uncover. A gas company war, a hidden island, more members of the Bus Boys, a familiar face, and at the center of it all, a castle. See you in the next one.